5 days before the next event, and it's the On All Fours Challenge up at Sora, the old Nissan Troll site. We've got a lot to do still. I've got to get these tie rod ends set with the split pin and old school wheel alignment. We're going to measure the inside of the tyres at the front of the front tyres and at the back of the front tyres. To adjust all our tie rods, put the split pins in. Got to wire up these borrowed lights. Another thing I noticed just now is I've got a crack here. We'll just grind that back a bit and see how bad it is. We may need to get the stick welder out again. You know what they say, the more you look, another little crack here, and I think potentially one here. A bit of paint on these couple of band-aids, Adam will be proud. We'll come back very early tomorrow morning, wire up the lights, and I'll get a bit of paint. Black and blue paint I need. Bit of black for the drop hanger, and then blue everywhere else. It'll be going to this event quite tidy because it hasn't been driven after a pretty major mod in the knuckles, so it's all still looking pretty schmick. We will, however, at the event need to adjust the bump stops there on the knuckles to make sure we're getting full left and right lock. That's something we'll worry about when we get to the event on the Saturday morning. Alright, so the first job's going to be to get this plate in under these U-bolts. Everything should come off pretty easily, you would assume, being so new, or maybe not with the rocks that we've hit of late. But I've got a lot of mud in there still. We basically bolted it all up together on the ground. So you got your bottom bracket and then your top bracket, so that's upside down. Our next job is to undo the U-bolt enough so we can get that bracket underneath, undo this top bump stop. Now if you're doing this at home, remember landcruisers are sprung under. It's not a Hilux where the springs are on top of the diff. You do need to support the plate while you're undoing the U-bolts so that you don't get separation from the housing. So the bolts you take the bump stop out with, you reuse. Pretty much that's it. That's the hardest part. So this is actually a 14mm spanner that I sacrificed many years ago when I did this the first time on the grey truck. So this here is to be able to get into the bottom of that bracket when it's in to adjust or tighten up or check. So this is the bottom bracket, that's your housing. This goes in there and it tightens and loosens. See, this bag is on an adjustable slot there on the hole. So to clear everything, you can't do it up before you put it in. You can only really adjust it once it's in. So that's where this tool is awesome. So I'm happy with that. We'll tighten up the top ones, they can come across a bit, and then we're sitting plumb. Get the same done on the other side before we hook up the airlines. Also, I'm going to be taking the spacers off for this upcoming tow. Right, we got the lines temporarily run. I've got the heat shield up against the exhaust. Got these just temporarily. Put 50 pound in them. Make sure there's no leaks. Fit up a bracket if I have the time. Bullet truck's the next most important thing to get ready and on the trailer. We'll temporarily put 45 in them and check them at the end of the day. Wait a minute, didn't I just say the bullet truck was the priority? What am I doing playing with this dual cab bar? So it's all together, working. I've spooled the plasma on. What could go wrong? Michelle was around to give me a hand, and I was sick of looking at it sitting on saw stills in the front yard. Not a 5-minute job, that's for sure. I just couldn't get it right. The bigger winch, a little bit bigger footprint, a longer motor, the thicker cable, I just couldn't get it to sit right. Have a look at the tools we used to fit the bar. I had a claw hammer and a chisel out. I had a reciprocating saw with a metal blade. We had a multi-tool, the high lift jack. Tin snips. Oh, how lovely. She saw I needed some energy. Bit of chocolate, yum. All right, now that I've wasted a good couple of hours here, we're behind the 8 ball. We need to get Bullet Truck out of the garage, sorted out, and on the trailer. Got these brackets on that Michael sent out, so that tidies up the front bar and holds this plastic down. I believe that these will hit in that spot where Adam winches me down into the abyss to attempt that big hill climb at the other side. But all thought about, so we've got a spare pair of those plastics to put on after that run, so that when we do move the truck on, they won't look like they've been through hell and back. Yeah, it sits nice now. That's 40 pound, which I'm only leaving in for a night so that I can check that it's not leaking. We tidied the wires up, rigged up a little bracket for the valves, got the bellows sticker above so we know. So these are minimum 20 with a maximum of 100. I can't wait to get Bullet on the trailer. Now we're all good, no leaks. I just checked them again 12 hours later and we're still on the 45s. On that last run, I need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So now it's no lower than the tow bar, so shouldn't get jagged on it. Adam and myself are going to be in Bullet Truck, but also his GU, so we'll be in the open class in his car. He's running the 37s, and we'll be in the unregistered outlaw buggy class on the 40s. I look forward to competing in that. We've got our check marks, and now we might get a first look at that front tail shaft under load. Another thing too, so all the spares in the back of the 79, this will also be keeping it company. It's a trail gear rear disconnect and some door cards. So a fellow competitor north of the border bought these off me a long time ago. We've been waiting to catch up with each other, but he's got some friends that are going to be running the staircase this weekend, so hopefully it all gets to you safely, mate. Now these door cards were off a parts car that I bought a long time ago that we parted out and used parts and moved parts on. We're getting through the list of stuff to do, so getting Bullet on was a priority. The airbags in the 79, I've still got to work out which RC cars the kids are bringing. They're competing on the Saturday night in an RC event. That's 20 PSI in those airbags and it's sitting spot on. More prep for the event. What event are we talking about, kids?
We're talking about the RC event, so we're going to choose our RC by going over some logs.
Okay, so there's an RC event for the kids on the Saturday night. You're allowed to bring one.
Oh, that's a hard choice.
That's a hard choice. Okay, you've chosen your RC four-wheel drive. What I'd like you to do, we've got a little course here, we're going to run it. And then what I'm thinking, because the 79's staying at home, these are a better tyre, I feel. They're a bead locked wheel. He's a full of water, and as he likes going in water and mud a lot. So that's your one. Bullet truck will come, it won't compete because I'm an adult. And Millie, which one are you going to pick?
I'm either going to pick Chevy or one of Nicholas's.
Okay, so Chevy is that one there she's referring to. All right, let's have a look at this over the logs. Picked his RC four-wheel drive, this is his favourite truck. We've got no rear-wheel drive. Hang on a minute. Is your back wheel turning? Oh, we don't want this the day before the event. Just try and get it to turn. Yeah, get it stuck so you have to. Is your back turning? Is your side?
No.
No, so we've got no rear-wheel drive. It is. You've broken an axle then. Well, we don't need that. Okay, we've got to pull this apart. Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright, we've got to pull this apart, see why. Okay, see that bearing? That's seized. It's bad.
Seized.
So we've got to pop that off.
Maybe it might be Nicholas proof.
Nothing's Nicholas proof. We have an assortment of bearings. We might be able to get this going. You might get to run this at the comp. Alright, so that bearing, that's what happens, the cages break. So we need a bearing that fits in that and sits, I think it might be this one. It sits on that. And then,
that goes over the top of it.
Yes, and then that bearing cannot pull out. Well, you might be lucky. But these tyres, this is why I want to change them. Look, they're full of water.
Oh, gross.
I know.
That's mud from last time.
It's mud from a lot of times. I need to tap this. Where's your little hammer?
Up, yep, that's my little hammer. Can you tap the screen?
And you can see there, it's all the way home.
That trip is back in action.
All right, let's check out how these water-filled tyres go. Make sure that all the wheels are spinning. We've got a new bearing. Those tyres are gripping hard. They're just full of water. It's amazing. Okay, now we've got an old ARB thong on the course. Actually, two of them.
It broke.
Yeah. Oh, this is where it might have made it a little bit difficult, but this will give you an idea when you use the other tyres. Oh, he's going crawl speed. Good crawling. So those tyres work so well, and I don't know if it's because they have got water in them.
That's why we've got to test the other ones.
We've got to test the ones off the blue truck. And you know what? The ones on the blue truck I think are a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Nice work.
I got given really good bead lock tyres.
You got some nice tyres too, didn't you?
I got given them.
Go now. Get some traction there. Yeah, awesome.
How in the world am I going to
I reckon you get it. No, don't jump it. I reckon just crawl it.
Oh, okay.
Crawl it. Well done. You're doing well. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. All right, let's change the tyres over. Proline, bead locked wheel. Go and stick them up against the ones you got and see how much bigger they are.
Okay, just a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
So that'll give you that little bit of ground clearance that you just missed out on. Let's quickly pop them on. Hey, let's see how it goes with the new rubber. A bit taller and no water in it.
It's already up there.
Wow. Oh, see that edit? A little bit extra clearance. They're better, aren't they?
They're so better.
All right, so this is just a little test. We all know that she's a good truck. She's short. Oh, look at this. Over the ARB thongs. Oh, she doesn't even need a square up.
I wonder if we're going to get timed.
Oh, Oh, nice one. All right, so you're happy. That's the truck you're choosing for Saturday night?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Right, mini bullet on the 30-year-old Swampers. So I'm not going to be competing, but I'm just going to be playing with this as the kids compete. This has got good crawl speed, this thing.
But it's very heavy because of
It is very heavy. Oh, look at that. You can't make it over the slippery thong. Oh, he's moving all the timber. Oh, no.
At least he's the last one.
Oh,
At least he's the last one.
no. I can't believe these tyres just don't grip. Your tyres grip so well.
That would be a disadvantage if someone else went first in the
Alright, let's see how he
competition.
does the drop off. Oh. I'm going to leave you for now. I hope you enjoyed this bits and pieces video. And as always, thanks for watching.